All right. Pleasant evening, everybody. My sincerest apologies for being late. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on. Just trying to get everything organized so I can attend to every single student. There's a lot of you now. My God. It's a lot of you. All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Greetings,
Good evening,
greetings.
sir.
Good evening, sir.
Blessings, everybody. All right. Thank you guys for attending. I'm if you're uncle. I don't know if you're uncle. Which one? Anyways, either one. Bless up on yourself, big up on yourself. We're gonna have some fun tonight.
We should be thanking you, sir.
Either way is man, we're thanking each other. So big up on yourself. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Everybody, we have 58 persons in attendance. It's not bad. That's not bad. But I hope that my usual suspects are here. I have a few outside students as well. Shamir, you're here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, big up yourself. I mean, a couple other students from. All right, let me see what I'll go on. All right, so Ro Richardson. All right, Smith is here. Craig is here. Duan Graham is here as well. All right, Genghis Debout, big up yourself. And Jadon. All right, my usual suspects are here and a couple other persons that I'm happy that is here. All right, lovely, wonderful. Smile, get Debout. And the end is here, Zahin and the usual suspects. All right, bless up and step. All right, guys, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Tonight you're gonna be seeing. We're gonna be working on one particular topic tonight. We're gonna be working on question 8. All right, we're gonna be exposed to all. When I say all, we're gonna be exposed to all the possible type of questions that CSEC will, can, and has ever sent on an exam paper at question 8. You're going to be exposed to everything. All right. So what I have here, which I'm going to pull up on the screen shortly, is what is it? 2010 to 2017. That's about 7 or 8 years of past papers. So the topic for tonight that we're going to be looking at is functions and relations. All right. Now, please feel free to use the comments, the chat to participate because I can see everybody in the chat. So feel free to participate. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not let me teach this topic and you have questions and because you're shy, you don't want to stop me or ask me, sir, do that again. Remember, after tonight, the next time you see functions will be on Saturday or on Sunday. All right, so please make sure you get all the clarity you need on the topic we're going to be discussing tonight. Me I beg you, please, I'm giving my 150% to make sure that no matter what CXC send come next week Tuesday, you guys will be equipped, you'll be ready to attack or defend. All right? Yeah, man, me set them up nice. Right, set them up nice so that you guys can at least get a solid 8 or 9 out of the 12 points. Of course, there's going to be a question on the paper that you might not be able to do, but you're not going to go into the exam unprepared. You're going to probably go in there and see a question and be like, oh, you know, sir, teach this, but me don't remember it. I rather that than you go in there and you see a question that you have never seen before. We don't want that. All right? So that is what we are going to be focusing on tonight. So as you can see on the page here, I'm going to be scrolling up so you can see, you're going to be seeing a wide variety of questions 8. You're seeing 9 and because they come from different years. Right? So you're seeing graphical, you're seeing f of x, g inverse. That's what we're going to be working on tonight. You're seeing another set of linear programming graphs as well. So we're seeing every little thing. Right? You're seeing every little thing. You're seeing tables to fill out. So this is what we're going to be going through tonight. And you're going to see a lot of repetition. So you see the first example will work, you might not catch it, but you're going to see it 7 more times. So you're going to have more chances to catch it. What I want you to do, guys, is try to make small notations of things that easily slip you. Okay? So if you meet up on a new formula or you book up on a new concept and, oh, I remember that, sir, teach that, but, I don't quite remember it, jot it down. you're going to be studying from this video, and you're going to be studying for the rest of the next 10 days. You're going to be studying from these videos, and you're going to be studying from this particular paper. All right. So please make use of this opportunity. All right. So we're going to be here till about 10 o'clock, give or take. That's about the time we're going to be here. All right. You guys can tell me when you're tired and you want to stop, but I can go until midnight tonight if you want me to. Okay. All right. So with that said, we're going to dive right into it. Okay. All right. All right. Lovely, 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 lovely. All right. Good. Now, this is from the year. I don't remember, I'm cut off the year, but I think it's from the year 2010. All right. From the year 2010. All right, let's get into it. Intermittently, I might pause after a question. Remember, some questions will require me to reiterate a concept. I may have to reteach slightly a little formula, but just make sure that you guys are good and ready. Okay? All right, so let me see what persons I have here. 59 persons. All right. All right, let us go, guys. Are we ready? Everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's kick it off. The graph shown below represents a function of the form f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now be reminded that this thing here is called a quadratic function. Make sure say wanna know what a quadratic function looks like. Just to reiterate, a quadratic function, it has a square at the front, it has a term without a square, and it has something known as a constant. All right, and all quadratic function looks like this. It looks like a curve that's either upset, or it looks like a curve that will look like this one, right? So one of these curves you might get next week Tuesday. So for this particular question, we're actually getting an upside down curve. All right. Now let's look at what it says. Now, whenever you get a question with functions and relations, right, where the graph is given, chances are majority, if you notice the marks, the heaviest mark is 2. So most of what you're looking for here will be on the graph. Let's get ready. It says using the graph above. Looking at the graph, you are to determine the value of f of x when x is 0. When x is 0. So we want to know when x is 0, what is y? That's what we want to know. Now, f of x is a symbol that we use to represent the letter y. So what we want to know is when x is 0, what is the value of y? In other words, what they're asking you for is what is known as the y-intercept. That's what they're asking you for. So when x is 0, what is y? Right? So therefore, what we're looking for is this number right here. And the answer is 3. That's it. That is it. All right. So whenever x is 0, then the curve will cross the y-axis. And as you can see here, that the curve, let me put it in red so you can see it better. So here's the curve, right? So the curve is going up. It passes the x-axis there. It goes all the way up. Then it turns, then come again. It goes all the way up, all the way here, come around like that. Why are you doing this? All the way up. Then when it bends and it comes around like that, it goes. Watch it now. The curve crossed the y-axis right here, so. Right? So because it crossed the y-axis there, we call that the value of the y-intercept. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, the y-intercept is the point at which the curve or the line crosses the y-axis, hence the word intercept. Okay? So the answer for this question is we should say f of x is equal to 3. All right? So that's your answer for that. Next one now. So they give us the opposite now. Now pay close attention to these two questions, right? And what I want you to pay attention to here particularly is here. Up here, them ask for the what? Value. But notice them ask for down here, so values. Because them ask for values, them pluralize it. So because them pluralize it, now what they want now is more than one answers. Now what they want now is when f of x now is equal to 0. So what is f of x? They want to know what is the values of x. Values of x when y is equal to 0. What are those values? Right here, so ladies and gentlemen, folks, one here and one here. Those are the only two places where the curve crosses the x-axis. All right. So when y is 0, what is the values of x? There's only 2 points at which the curve crosses the x-axis, and it's those 2 positions here. Now, there's another way that they can ask you this question, right? I want to put it out there just in case you don't see a question that asks us like that. There is another way that they can ask you. They like to ask you for something known as the roots. So if you see them asking next week Tuesday, what is the roots of the equation? Roots is another synonym that they use to ask you for this value right here and that value right here. Right? So that's what they ask you for, the roots. So any one of these words are synonyms. Watch me now, guys. If they ask you for roots, if they ask you for x-intercepts, if they ask you for x-intercepts, or if they ask you for solutions to the equation, anytime I'm asking them something there, solutions, so roots, x-intercepts, solutions, or when them say f of x is 0, these 4 words right here are asking you for the values right here and right here. Okay, so let me just clean up my graph now so you guys can see. I'm gonna zoom up for you and tell me, read it from the scale, what you think this is now. Help me read the scale. Watch this now. All right, Smile, remember this last week when I try to show you how to deal with this here? Now look at this, guys. From here to here is -1, not true? And then -2 and then -3, right? Now, in between these spaces right here, you see some little lines like that. We have to figure out what those little lines in between mean. Now, the initial assumption, right, for most students when they see this, the initial assumption is to assume that each of those lines represent 0.1. But I'm going to show you why it can't be 0.1 now. If it's 0.1, they would say 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. With a 0.5, and I know, sorry, we are counting by 0.1, I will already reach a -1. So that means that the scale is too small that we're using. Let's try a different scale now. Let's try a scale of 0.2. Watch this. 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. So based on that situation there, right? Based on that situation, you can see here that each of the lines between the spaces represent 0.2. Now, you have to figure that out before you can answer the question. So now that we know that each line represents 0.2, we know that our first x value is -3, because you can see very clearly that the curve is crossing the x-axis at -3. Not true? So one of our values is -3. And then look at this one now. This is the one I want you to figure out now. This is 0 right here, right? That is 0. 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. Can somebody tell me which number comes between 0.4 and 0.6? 0.5.
0.5.
0.5 Eboot, 0.5 Richardson. So therefore then, our answer to this question then of where the curve crosses the x-axis is that x is going to be equal to -3, and then also x is equal to -3, and x is equal to 0.5. So those are the solutions to the equation. Okay? So those little things are important when it comes to solving these graphical questions. Okay? Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Good. All right, lovely. Now, next question. So we've gone 2 marks there, so. Now, them say them want the coordinates now. They want the coordinates now. So the coordinates. That means that the answer must be in a bracket like that. So it must have something like X and Y. So X comma Y. Let me just zoom that up. Wait me a second, guys. So when them ask you the coordinates, they want your answer to look like this. Something X comma something Y. So they want the coordinates of the maximum point. So the maximum point has to be all the way up here. All the way to this point, all the way to the top of the graph here. That's the maximum point of the curve. That's how high the curve reach. So the maximum point of the curve. Now we have to figure out what that position is. How do we get to that position? To get to that position, we're going to need, watch me now. Watch carefully, watch how I go on, guys. So to get this maximum point, we have to figure out how to get to that position here. So now we know that to get to this position, right? To get to this position up here, we have to take a certain amount of steps to the left. So we're at 0 right here. We have to take a certain amount of steps to the left. So watch me now. How much steps should we take to the left looking at the scale? Zoom up. So we know that this is already 0.1 right there. So not true. It's a -1 right there. So we know that for sure. So we know that each of these lines represent 0.2. So that's -1, -1.2, -1.4 are with the right between -1.2 and -1.4. Which number comes between -1.2 and -1.4?
-1.3.
-1.3. Now, as we go across, watch me now. We go across -1.3, not true? We go across -1.3. How much do we have to go up now? Watch me now. I'm going up. So we already know it's -1.3. Now look at this now. We are a little bit above 6, not true? We are a little bit above 6. Now remember, so these represent 0.2 again, 5.2, 5.4, 5.6, 5.8. So look now, we are right there so now. So we know that this is 6 and this here is 6.2. So what comes between 6 and 6.2?
6.1.
What comes between 6 and 6.2?
6.1.
6.1. 6.1. So therefore, the answer to this question right here is that the coordinates is actually equal to -1.3, comma 6.1. So that is the position of the maximum point right here. Okay, so it's -1.3, comma 6.1. Okay, so these are what questions used to look like back in my time. This is around maybe like a year or so after I passed mathematics, right? So that's the kind of questions. They're not so hard nowadays, But I'm not taking any. You said I'm lost with the points part in terms of like how we're counting the scales.
Yes.
In terms of how it.
So we could go over it again one more time, please.
Sure, no problem. So I'm saying so you understand why we call this the maximum point up here, right? Because that's the highest point of the curve.
Yes.
So we need to figure out how many steps should we take to our left and how many steps should we take up to get to that position. All right. So based on the scale, and we already discussed that each of these lines represent 0.2, right here is -1. The first line is -1.2. The line after that is -1.4. So right in between -1.2 and -1.4, we find -1.3. You catch that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So now we know that we have to take -1.3 steps to the left. Not true? Now that we take -1.3 steps, we have to figure out how many should we go up. So as you see my graph going up now, I see that the maximum point of my graph is at 6. But if you notice that the peak of the graph right here, so the peak of the graph is a little bit above 6. So we know at 6 right here, this is 6. The next line after that is 6.2 because every line going up is 0.2. But which number comes between 0.6 and 6.2? 6.1.
Okay, sir. Yes, I just understand. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. All right, Shanique, you understand now? Shan? Still not get it? All right, we'll probably just wait until we catch our next question like this year. All right, moving right along. All right, so the equation of the axis of symmetry now. All right, remember every question, guys, is going to be a revelation for some of you, because remember that some of you may not be going to classes consistently, so the concept may be a little bit blurry, but as we go along and we go through the questions, they will become a little bit more familiar, so give it some time. All right, so the equation of the axis of symmetry now. So the question then is, what is the axis of symmetry? All right, so if you want to take some notes from me, guys, what is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry, write it down, guys, jot it down or make some jottings. The axis of symmetry, is an imaginary line, that divides the curve. The axis of symmetry is an imaginary line that divides the curve into two halves. So let me go on my graph then. You can clearly see, let me just grab a green color here for you so you can spot what I go on. So as you can see here, that the curve was divided by this line right here. This curve split, this line here split the curve directly in the center. And we already established that this number right here was negative 1.3. So therefore, it's as simple as this. The axis of symmetry equation is x equals negative 1.3. That's it. The axis of symmetry is an imaginary line that divides the curve into two halves. When I go on my graph, if you look at that green line that is on my graph, that green line runs right through the dead center of the curve. But that green line is crossing the x-axis right at that position right there. It's crossing the x-axis at negative 1.3. Therefore, my equation for the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1.3. Okay? So that is it. All right. Now, let me clean up my graph a bit. Okay? Clean up my graph a bit. Get rid of that off of the place. Okay? Lovely. Moving to the next one then. Now, see that plural word again, people? Watch this now. The values. See that? The values. Whenever them use, look here, up here, so values up here. As them use it back down here, so again, the values. That means more than one answer them want. So they want the values of x now when f of x is equal to 5. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the letter y represents f of x. So when you see f of x, you can pretty much just think like f of x is the letter y. So what they want to know is what are the values of x when f of x or when the line crosses 5 on the y-axis? Watch this now again. Go back from my graph. This is the y-axis. See it here? This is the y-axis right here. See it? This thing right here. So let me show you, so that is the y-axis right there. So here is 5 on the y-axis. So I'm going to draw one line right across here. So now, so this line will go right through 5. Pop like that. Through 5. Now as I draw the line through 5, watch now, people. Watch carefully now. Notice that the line crosses the curve two places. The green line crosses the curve right here, and it crosses the curve right there. We need to know what those values are. Now, to know what those values are, we're going to simply, watch me now, we're going to simply bring a line straight down until it touches the x-axis. Bop. So we know say, roop, it crossed the x-axis. It crosses the curve at -2. And watch again now. It crossed the curve right here, so now. So go draw one line from here, so. Come down right between here, so. Come down right between here, so. And come down so. And it crosses right there again. So this number now we need to figure out. Now remember now, focus on the people. BOP, this is negative 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. Which number comes between 0.4 and 0.6?
0.5.
And it's negative. Remember, say over the side there, so negative. So what we know now is that the solutions for this thing here is that it crosses the what? X-axis. So x will go equal to -2, right? And it also crosses the x-axis at -0.5. And those are your solutions. So them heavy marks where you see right here, so you're getting those marks because of the construction lines that I'm doing on my graph. Okay? So that's where you're getting the marks. You're getting 1 mark for writing down the correct answer, but 1 mark for showing how you're deriving these answers on the graph. Okay? Remember, these are older questions, people. These are older questions. So what me try to do is I want you guys to get into one level where if you can comprehend and you can survive understanding these quote unquote more challenging questions, then you can question with 60 or same come nowadays, an easy walkthrough phone. Easy walkthrough because they're not challenging you as much as they were challenging me when I was doing it. Okay? So that is your answer for that question. All right, feel free, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, when you're watching the recording for this video, you're free to just watch back this section of the video. You don't have to sit down and watch the whole 3 hours. Watch back this section so you can understand the explanation. All right, and then the last one here, right? Them said the interval at which x lies, the interval at which x lies where f of x is greater than 5. So the interval, I must write the answers like this. All right, don't worry about that question here too much. I haven't seen this in a while, but I'm gonna show you though. So they want the interval. So the interval, right, is going to simply be the answer that you had before. So here you're gonna have x must be greater than -2, and at the same time it must be less than -0.5. That's the interval. Okay, because at the same 5 years, so but they want the answer to be written in this form right here. So x has to be greater than -2, and x also has to be less than 0.5. Okay, and that's your solution. So tough question. Aspects of it you understand, aspects of it you may not understand. You're not going to understand everything, but catch a little piece here, and let us take that knowledge into another type of functions and relations question that you can get. All right, how many people them stay on good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, gang, the thing good. Where are the other persons? Me not hear nobody else at all. Joanna, don't
Yes,
sit down.
sir.
Don't sit down in the class and keep quiet,
Sir, oh, you get the -2 again.
It's from the answer that I had before,
Oh, oh
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
we just established those answers from before.
Okay, sir, good.
All right. All right, so the quiet people, them, please, me, I beg you, do not sit down on the device or in the chat and not even say, sir, everything all right, me good. If I even that, not too quiet, man. My lord. I need to talk. Danica?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, this one will see all right. All right, moving on to the next question. So if you don't see this, right? Because me know you're going to ask me, sir, are them type of question they must send come? They might send it, but what if they don't? Tomorrow I can't go back over all of that question there. All of the question. We can't do that tomorrow. All of the question, no, you have to go watch the recording.
Sir, so you have this recorded now, sir, so we can watch it over.
It's been recorded.
All right, sir.
But try stay focused though. Don't depend on the recording because you're gonna be wasting time. Try make sure you understand everything or most things from here, and then you use the recording to rewatch the little things that you don't understand. Okay?
Yes,
Alright,
sir.
so what am I gonna send come now if them don't send that? Look at this question now. It's another type of functions and relations question. It has a whole lot of things that go on here. So now I don't want this question to hit you in the exam and you start freeze. Focus tomorrow. Focus. The functions f of x and g of x are defined as, and they give you two functions. So they give you f of x and they give you g of x. So we've seen this in class before, where you get two functions. Now they're asking you for 1 mark. You're to just work out f of 5. What does it mean to find f of 5? What do we do when we're asked to find f of 5?
Anywhere you see the x is substituted with 5.
In which function?
The F function.
F of x function.
Yeah, man, be very specific because there are two functions there. All right. So that means I'm going to take 5 and put it right here. I'm going to take 5 and put it right here. Okay. So I can work this out now and I can say 2 times 5 minus 7 all over x, which is again 5. Okay. Now let's work that out. 2 times 5 is 10. Not true? 10 minus 7 is 3. And that's 3 over 5. And that's it. 1 mark. Quick and fast. All right? So that's a 1 mark. I think everybody should be able to do that. Because that was not a difficult question to do. All right. Now, them two here is where lots of students, especially the students who miss a lot of classes are, them not really focus on class. These things you'll go on the exam and you'll see and you'll remember that I taught you these. But for some reason your brain now clicks. So make sure next Tuesday your brain clicks.
Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Scroll back up for a second. That question over there, the g of x, we're not supposed to work that out.
They not ask us any questions about it yet. We just did this a question here.
Okay.
We are going to question 2 now. See, there's a G part down here we're going to use, but we're not reached down there yet. We're not ready for the G yet. They're not ask us anything about it. Now they're asking us now to write an expression in X for F, this thing. What does that F minus 1 business mean?
Inverse.
F inverse, not true?
Yes,
So I'm gonna take you on a blank page now. So the function 2x minus 7 over x, hold on. I'm gonna take you on a blank page down here. All right, ready now. So the function they gave us was what? 2x minus 7 over x. And they ask us to work out this thing here, f inverse x. Now, for those who don't know it, I'm going to run through some steps with you. What are the steps to finding the inverse of a function? Step 1, you're going to let the letter y be equal to the function. That is step 1. You are going to replace this symbol with the letter y. That is step 1. So wherever you see this symbol, remove it and put y. Step 2, you're going to interchange x with y. That is step 2. Step 1, step 2. And then step 3, which is the final step, you're going to isolate y. What does the word isolate means? get the letter y to be by itself. Get the letter y to be by itself. So isolate y. Let us apply that now. Step 1. You are going to replace this symbol with the letter y. Therefore, I'm going to end up having y is equal to 2x minus 7 over x. You see what I did? Very simple. I took this symbol right here and I replace it with the letter y, and then we just make it equal back to whatever. Okay? Step 2, I'm going to interchange. Means I'm going to switch. So I'm going to switch the letter y with the letter x, and I'm going to switch the letter x or x's with y's. So I'm going to have 2y minus 7 over y. So I'm complete step 1, I'm a complete step 2. Now, step 3 now is where you have to try to make y the subject of the formula. Now, my usual suspects and my usual students know how we go to work when we see this. Remember, if you have something at the bottom of the fraction, you're going to multiply both sides of the equation by whatever is at the bottom. So in other words, then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to multiply this thing here by y, and I'm going to multiply over here by y. Sir, why you multiply by y? I just answered you. If you have something at the bottom of the equation, you can multiply both sides by y. Now let me address the students who are from other institutions or students that may have another method. Sir, can we cross multiply? Yes, you can. So if you know the cross multiplying technique, no problem. You can go right ahead. All right, you can go right ahead. Give me a second here. This is x. All right, so for the other students now, right? If you know this method, you can go ahead and put the x over 1 and you can cross multiply. I'm not limiting anybody to any one method. My students can also multiply both sides by y, but if you want to cross multiply, you can do that. It is the same result. Now, x multiplied by y is xy. And obviously, if you take 1 and you multiply it by anything, you should get back the same thing. Not true. So you're supposed to end up back with 2y minus 7. All right, calm down now. Focus, people. Don't bother get confused. What is the objective? The objective is to get y to be by itself. Y is not by itself. So we have xy on one side. We just have to just carry the 2y on the side here. And we get negative 2y. Negative. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understand why it's negative. Yes, I know you understand why it's negative. Because I brought it to the other side of the equation. And I'm going to be left with negative 7 on that side. Now we have 2 y's to deal with. Remember, a y we want, So which one? Is it this one? Or is it that one? It's both of them. So because you have 2y and you cannot subtract these two, there's an F word that I use in my class on a regular basis. What is that F word?
Factorize.
All right, and I got it. Factorize. So we're going to factor out the y. When you pull out the y from here, not true? When you pull out the y from here, what is left? When you take out the y from there, so
X.
x, correct. And when you pull out the y from here, what is left?
2.
Negative 2, correct. All right. And then now it's going to be equal to negative 7. Now, do you notice that in this line we had 2 y's, but because we factorize, we end up have what? 1 y now. Now the question, big question I'm going to ask you now. What is the only thing? Listen good enough. What is the only thing that is preventing me from saying y equal? What is in my way?
X minus 2.
The bracket, whatever is in the bracket, not true. So all I'm going to do is just divide by what is in the bracket. Come on, get rid of it. But remember that what you do to the right side or the left side, sorry, whatever you do to the left side, you have to do it to the right side. So I'm going to just cross out this. I'm going to end up with y equal negative 7 over x minus 2. And that is your solution. Because remember, your complete step 3, I see, because you now have y by itself, you have automatically found what is referred to as the inverse function. All right? It took that long to explain it because I'm kind of teaching this over in a way, right? Because remember that we have hundreds of people that watch the video here, right? So we want to make sure that everybody get clarity whether you did learn it before or not, okay? So once you find y, you automatically find the inverse. And that's it. Is everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Who
I
said no?
can do that over.
Which part of it? You have to tell me which one I lose. I can't go back over all of it. We have one per question to go through. So where did I lose you? Which line when we do something, when we lose you?
Your second line, sir.
Right here, so?
Yes, sir.
And there's some lose you. When I try to get the y together, so the arrow means I brought over the 2y to put beside the xy so that the y's can be together. Remember that the objective is to isolate y. Isolate means to get y by itself, but we have two of them. One is on the left, one is on the right. So I have to get them together in order for me to factorize them. So the arrow you see me sending right here, so that is to bring the 2y beside the xy. Now this third line here, I'm gonna factorize. Sir, why did you factorize? I factorized because I have 2y's and I only need to get 1. So when I factorize the y, I pull out the y. This one y where you see me pull out here, so represent both of those y's. So when I pull out the y, look at xy. If I remove the y from off of xy, what do you think left?
Repeat that, sir.
If I remove the y, if I have xy, love, and I remove the y from beside the xy, what is left?
X.
Then that will be right in as well. X alone. And when you remove the y from off of the 2y, what is left?
2, negative 2.
Then we have that bracket there, so. And then we make it equal to negative 7. So now you're at this line now. Now, remember the objective is to get y by itself. But something is in my way. What is in my way? What is beside the y that we need to get rid of? Look at it there. You have the y right here, so love. Look at it. You have the y right there, so. What is beside the y that is preventing what? We need to get y by itself. We need to get rid of that something there. So what is beside the y that you need to get rid of?
X minus 2.
X minus 2.
So you just divide by what you don't want. I don't want it there, so I just divide by it so that it cancels itself. And because I divide both sides, because I divided the left by x minus 2, I ended up have to divide the right side by x minus 2. So when you see the green line go through here, so it cancel it. When it cancels it now, what alone is left?
Y equal.
Whatever is on the right.
Yes, sir.
And that's your function.
Understood, sir.
All right, solid. So please ensure that if this is a major problem for you, take some time out and rewatch some of my functions and relations video that explain inverse function. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Lovely. All right, so you see how long that one they take to answer? If you practice it, we'll go faster. Next one now. GF. Oh, can I erase this thing here? Because that was teaching. Okay. All right. Now, what does GFX mean? If you see this, don't panic. What does it mean? It means, oh, somebody wants to explain. Go ahead.
You're putting F into G.
Other way around. Oh, yes, you're right. Sorry. Yes, you're right. So you're putting the F into G. So split this. This is what you call a composite function. So GFX literally means G open square bracket fx, right? That's what it means. So basically, as the student just suggested, just said, that what we're doing is that we're taking the function that is represented by f and we're going to plug it into the g function. Watch my colors them now. Watch the colors on the screen. Watch the colors on the screen. Look at where me circle and look at where I'm sending the circle. I'm going to circle. Hold on. I'm going to clean this up. I just clean this up here. I so look at this now. Since I'm putting the f into the g, I'm going to circle the f. And I'm going to send all of that stuff that I've circled in green. I'm going to put all of that stuff right there. So right in that little culture right there. So we go, that thing that when we circle, all of that will be placed right here under the square root. So work with me now. So I'm going to go here. So I'm going to say, since the function, I'm going to say g of x is equal to the square root of x. What is that? X plus 3, right? X plus 3. This x right here will be replaced by this thing that I have in green here. So 2x minus 7 over x, watch me now. So this is going to be the square root of 2x minus 7 over x. Watch me now. This here is this thing right here, is the x. And then we just plus back my 3 right as well. Because this 3 is from this thing right here. And all of this thing right here is the x. Because I'm substituting the f function into the g. No, this is just a simple case of finding the LCM. Don't worry about the square root. We're not busy with that. We just want to simplify this thing underneath. So this thing underneath, the LCM is what? X. Because x times 1 is x. The LCM is just whatever is at the bottom. Now, x into x goes 1 time. Hope everybody know that. X into x goes 1 time. And if you take 1 and multiply it by anything, you get back the same thing. So we're going to end up back with what? 2x minus 7 up here. No, other way around now. 1 into x goes x times. Huh? 1 into x goes x times. How do we get that? Okay. X is really 1x, not true? So if I say 1 cancels this 1, what is left? X. But not to make it complicated, just remember, 1 into x goes x times. Simple as that. And then we're going to multiply up here by this x. Remember, regular fraction. Remember, when you work out regular fraction like 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3, you say LCM is 6. And you say 2 into 6 goes 3 times. You times the top by 3. And then you say 3 into 6 goes 2 times the top by 2. Are the same fraction. It's just that it's algebraically written. Okay? So now 3 times x gives us what? Positive 3x. Simplify this now. Final answer is going to be the square root of 2x. Hold on. This 2x and this 3x make what? 5x. And there's nothing to add to the 7, so you just get minus 7. And everything is just all over x. And that is your final answer. Okay? That is your final answer. Like I said, if functions is one of your major problems, you need to spend some time and watch out the functions video. Okay? These lessons were taught in depth, step by step. So you can watch them and you should be okay. All right? All right, solid. So we get a 6 marks there. Now, interestingly, this question. You don't have to write up everything that I have on the screen, you know. What you need to do is make sure that you see anything where you know you understand, you don't need to write it up and full up your brain with one whole of stuff. If you know you get the concept, leave it at that. But if you know it's something where kind of a little bit, then you just write it down. All right? Lovely. Next one. Now, this topic is called completing the square. Sir, how do you know that it's called that? This thing here is supposed to be a familiar looking expression. It's a familiar looking expression. All right? Now, trust me, if you're in my class, you will see an example like this in your book. Surely, you will see an example like this in your book. Anyways, let us get to it. Now, for us to complete the square, there's three things that we need to find. We need to find K, we need to find A, and we need to find H. Make sure to make a note of that. In order for you to complete the square, there are three particular values or three particular variables that you need to determine the value of. You need to determine the value of K, you need to determine the value of A, and you need to determine the value of H. If you are successful in finding these values, then all you have to do is take these values and place them back in their respective position. Let's write down some formulas for A, H, and K now. Now, in my class, I would have explained to my students that the letter A, this A where you look for right also, this A right here, this A is always the number that is in front of the x squared. So you confuse me now, God. All right, let's go again. When we have ax squared plus or minus bx, ax squared plus or minus bx plus or minus c, this a right here, so what I look for, this a right here, so is always equal to this a that is in front of the square right here. So any number that you see in front of the square, that number is going to be representing your a right here. Look at this expression right here. That is giving ax squared bxc. Which number do you see in front of the square?
6x.
In front of the square.
Minus 1x.
No, in front of the x
-1.
square. -1. Right, that's all. Number is -1. That's the number that's right there in front of the x squared. So therefore, right away, I can safely say that this a that I'm looking for up here, this a, I already know that that a is equal to -1. Let me put that in a little box. Now that we have that now, we need to find h. There's a formula for h. If you go on the exam and you see this question and you forget the formula for h, and hard the maths hard, you just forget the formula. Okay? So therefore then, h is equal to b divided by 2a. This is discussed extensively in all my classes. So h is equal to b over 2a. That is the formula for finding the value of h. So, sir, where is a, b, and c? Me see I talk about a, me see I talk about b. Where are these values coming from? All right, remember we just say what? The formula is in the form what? Ax squared plus or minus bx plus or minus c. So you notice where a there? A is in front of the what? Squared. B is in front of the what? The x. And c is the number by itself. Big question will come now. From this expression here, what is a? We don't establish that a -1 already. Now the question is, what is b?
-6, -6.
-6. And what is c?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. Very good. Everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Make sure some lucky to know. Make sure some lucky to know, listening attentively to what I'm saying. So you see how I derive my A, B, and my C? My A, my B, and my C are the numbers that are in front of the variables. Watch again, one more time. A is in front of the square. B is in front of the X. And C is the constant. That's the number by itself. Those are where I'm getting my values from. Cool. Now that we have A, B, and C, my formula for finding A, H, and K, A is not a value to calculate. A is always there. H now is the value that I calculate. So this case here, H is equal to B, which we have up here to be what? -6 divided by 2 times A, which we don't establish says -1. Work out that. -6 divided by -2. When we work out that, we get +3. This is my H value. Can you repeat the last part for C? What do you mean? C is always the constant, the number by itself. That is the value of C. Look at the expression up here. AX squared. A is in front of the square. BX. B is in front of the X. C is the constant. -1 is in front of the square. That's why A is -1. B is in front of the X. That's why B is -6, because -6 is in front of the X. And C is 1 because 1 is all by itself. That is where we get the values of A, B, and C. Tracy, you good now?
Can you scroll up a little bit so I can copy the A, B, and C, please?
Yeah, there it is.
10 seconds.
Tracy, you good? Okay, good. Solid. You got it now? You got the copy? You got the screenshot?
Yes, I have it. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so now we have A, H, and K. Sorry, whoops, what about K? No, fine, K. We have A, we have H, we need K now. So the formula for K is 4AC minus B squared all over 4A. Make sure you find a way to get these formulas documented in your brain. See, now give it to you. So that's a formula for K. When you practice, people, please stop practicing fractions and decimals and trick yourself. You have to practice. These are the things. The very thing that you are scared of is the one that you should be practicing. So K is equal to 4AC minus B squared all over 4A. Let's plug it in now. Need some help now, you know. K equal, work with me now, 4 multiplied by, what did we say A is? -1. What did we say C is? Let me help you. What did we say C is?
1.
4 times and times 1. Minus, what did we say B is?
6.
B is what?
-6.
Make sure you be very specific, please. So B is -6, and we're going to square it. And then everything are going to be all over what? 4 times. What is A? -1. Good. Let us do some math now. On your calculator, you can just simply type in everything at the top all at once. Everything at the top all at once and cut working out short. But I don't have a calculator, so I'm going to work it out in my head. 4 multiplied by -1 is -4. -4 multiplied by 1 is still -4. Now, watch your style now. This year, catch many students, especially when time pressure take you. When you multiply this negative by negative, you just make the whole entire problem wrong. You cannot multiply before you raise to a power. Remember the rule of PEMDAS? you have to do exponent first before you do multiplication. So don't forget the rule. Don't forget September, the second week of September, when everybody was raising their hands in my class. Still coming here. So you're going to square -6. Now, you guys have a very bad habit. Samantha, you know me, I come for you, right?
Yes, sir.
You know me, I come for you. You guys have a very bad habit of putting this number on the calculator and squaring it and forgetting the brackets and then say, sir, when I square the number, me get -36. Wrong. Whenever you square any number.
Sir.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get the 6 from, sir?
The formula here, darling, it says b squared. And we already established from day one that b is -6, which is in front of the x right there.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys have a bad habit of typing -6 soon up on the calculator here, -6 and go square it. And then the calculator tells you -36 and gone and now focus on the left off the bracket. Do not leave off the bracket. And if you don't want to remember these intricate details, just simply remember, say when you square one number, it's positive. So you see, because I square -6 here, me go get a positive 36. But the positive 36 go land right in front of the negative and continue making it -36. Okay? So that's why. And then this is going to be all over. 4 multiplied by -1 is -4. Work out that nice and neat. We're going to end up with -40 over -4, and 4 into 40 goes 10 times. So my K value then is going to be 10. All right. Now, before me draw my conclusion, everybody okay?
Yes, sir. I put that in the
Yes,
calculator.
sir.
I get the same 10.
Wonderful. Everybody go, Che?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're going to see this again, you know. More questions will come. So I will depend on you to tell me about this formula when you buck up on this question in very short order. That's why we are drilled this question. Stacia, you said why? What? You said why for what?
Sir, I may multitask. Sorry. Yes,
Okay.
I meant. Yes, sorry about that.
Okay. Good. All right. So everybody Gucci with how we find A, B, and C.
Yes.
Everybody understand the formula for A, H, and K?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Gucci. So now we're going to draw the conclusion now. So the conclusion then is going to be that what? This thing up here, oops, sorry. Them said this thing up here. They said they wanted you to express this thing right here. So you should express it in this form. So now we have what we need. We're going to say, therefore, 1 minus 6x minus x squared is identical to. So that's something they will them give you is going to be identical to. Where do you know? We're going to put back the numbers we calculate in its correct position. Not true? So which letter them put first? The letter we them put first is what? Is K, not true? So what did we have for our K value? Not 10.
10.
So that will be 10. We already know say A is a negative number, so it doesn't matter in this case. It's going to be simply -1. Open bracket. We never find X. So don't ask me, sir, how we not find when we weren't supposed to find X. We said from day one that to complete the square, we need 3 distinct values. K, H, and A. I never said anything about finding X. So that means you're going to simply write back your X. Only put back in the formula what you calculated. You are the one that calculated what now? H. And H works out nicely to be what? 3. So that's X plus 3. Close the bracket, square. And then that's it. That's it. 10 minus. And nobody go subtract the 1 from the 10. For the life of me, do not do that. I'm not getting no answer already. Leave it alone, no man. Leave it alone, no man. no do all of the hard work then go write 10 minus 1 and write foolishness 9 open bracket x plus 3 r squared. Do not do that. Alright, go check. Bam. Who needs to take screenshot, take it from now, or if you're taking down notes or jottings or whatever, I need the space to explain the rest of the questions. Alright, now good then. Lovely. Remember guys, please keep your microphones on. Once you're not talking to me, then mute the microphone, alright? Alright, so now, please somebody record the final answer because now I'm going to erase the screen. I don't want to see all these things on my screen now. I'm done with them now. Guys, remember to please keep your mics on mute. Buckingham, please keep your mic on mute.
So I'm looking at our turn on when you're ready.
Buckingham, please keep your mic on mute if you're not talking directly to me. Okay? Thank you. Alright, so now, what's my conclusion now? I just need, all I need right now is for the rest of the question that is coming. So you see how we do all of that long something to do all of this here? Once you understand it, you're going to do this in a couple of minutes, So all of this here that we just do came down to this thing right here. 10, you're so powerful this must be. In terms of, you do all of the hard work. You saw them something that look crazy? Come in here, look at this. There's something that look crazy? How the hell am I going to answer that now? Watch how much maths magical now. Watch this. So remember now, the hard work we do now is going to lead us to a beautiful ending. So 10 minus 1 open bracket x. What do we get for h again? Plus 3 all squared? Is that our final answer?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right, so we'll put this now in box now. This is the answer that's going to lead us to answering everything that comes next. Watch the magic now. Ready. Hence, all of my usual suspects know that word they haunt we. We know what that means, not you. The word hence means whatever you just do. You see all of that, something the way you just do a while ago. All of that thing where you just do is going to be needed to answer this question. Watch this beauty now. Danique Dawkins, your mic is unmuted there. Thank you. Now, hence, you're to state the maximum value of this thing. The maximum value of this thing. You'll never believe what the answer is. Ten. Done. No heartache. No questions asked. No need to hurt up your brain. The answer was already derived. That is you for know say that the answer. So let me give you some notes to that. The maximum or minimum value of a function. Write it down. The maximum or minimum value of a function. Give me a minute, guys. I'm coming. One minute, guys. I'm coming. Let me see if I can. Because I don't know if this thing feels if it can stop work. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Hopefully, hold up. All right, here we go. All right, ready now, guys. So the maximum or minimum value, I don't want, now that we're doing a question and they're asking about maximum value, I don't want when you go up on the exam, you see them ask about minimum value and you come out of the exam and say, sir, never teach you that. The maximum or minimum value of a function is key. The maximum or minimum value of a function, specifically a quadratic function, is key. That's it. No arguments to hold with nobody. It's simple as that. The maximum value equals 10. All right. Watch this beauty now. The equation of the axis of symmetry. But on the first time, we see this here. All right. So I tell. At first, you teach me that. Okay, we will see. We will see. We will see. Oh, you see, on the first time. Okay. But the difference is that they ask you for the axis of symmetry when you're what? Visualizing the graph. But no, you know no graph look on. So you can't draw no line come down nowhere, nothing like that. So what is the axis of symmetry? Beautiful. It is just what is in the bracket right here. Lovely. So the axis of symmetry is when x plus 3 is equal to 0. So if you solve this here now, you're going to simply get an answer that x is equal to -3. That's it. You see, just like up here, so we write down the axis of symmetry, say x is equal to -1.3, but because we could see the graph, when you can't see the graph, when you don't have a graph, the axis of symmetry is inside the bracket right here. That is the axis of symmetry, but you have to make whatever is in the bracket equal 0 and solve for x. And that is your answer. Simple as that. It's like taking candy from a baby.
Say go again for me, please.
The axis of symmetry is the function that is inside of the bracket. And you're supposed to take whatever is in the bracket and set it equal to 0. And solve. The axis of symmetry is the function that is inside of the bracket.
Sir?
Yes, question.
So if we just take what's in the bracket and put it there and put it equal to 0, will we still get the mark from it?
Half mark because you not solve it. You not tell me x. You have to solve it. All right. Lovely. All right. And the last one now. Oh God. Yes, question.
So what did you write in the green under B?
X plus 3 equals 0. And therefore just carry over the 3 and I get x equal -3.
Okay.
All right. Watch this beautiful thing now. Show you how the math's connected. Determine the what? I want to hear somebody say this out of their mouth. Determine the what?
Value.
Yes, the value there?
Roots.
Determine the what?
Roots.
The roots. Okay. So did I not tell you? This is the year after, Remember, the first paper was 2010, This is 2011 that we're doing. So the first year, them ask you for what? Values, not true? Or values. And I sent an arrow up here and I said that what? Another way of asking for the values is the what? The roots. And then we go to the next year and guess what them ask for? Roots.
That's what I was trying to say, sir. I was trying to... Yeah.
Oh, okay. So so you were trying to say that the roots is the values. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Perfect. Now the problem is that when you were on the graph, we could easily say that the roots are what? This number and that number, but you're not on the graph. So how are you going to find it? If you're not on the graph, so how are we going to find it? Okay. All you're going to do, see what them tell us if you do? Make that something here equal what? 0. So just take the 10. Watch me now, guys. Take the 10 minus 1, open bracket, plus 3, close bracket squared. I'll make that equal to 0. That's what they said. Isn't this thing right here the same thing as what we have down here? Yeah, this thing right here. If I can do what?
Just go over that part again.
So we are saying here that they ask us for the roots. And we said that the roots is another synonym that represents values. But what they ask us for is to determine the roots when this thing right here, is equal to 0. But already established that this thing right here was what we wrote down as 10 minus 1 open bracket x plus 3 all squared. Remember, we just answered the question up there, so you know. We wrote this thing here in this form. So all we have to do is just take back what we get, we already have it, and just set that equal to 0. Because they are the one that said that you should set it equal to 0. Go through this now. If you want, you know, all right. Since as you want options, then we give options. If you want, you know, you can say, you can take this thing here, negative 6x minus x squared, and set that equal to 0, and use this formula here. I don't know if you remember. Well, I don't know if you remember. You have to remember it. X equals minus b plus or minus the square root of. You know, there's something there. Me not have time for that. Me not the exam, me under pressure. I want the shortest way to do the answer. So if you want to use that x equal minus b something and get the answer, fine. I'm very close to my answer. So watch me now. Zane, I'm going to watch me now. I'm going to solve this now. Careful, watch what I go on now, guys. Focus. I need to get x by itself. So to get x by itself, I'm going to ask you this. What are the things that I should get rid of? One at a time. Who needs to go away so I can get x by itself?
10 minus 1.
I know 10 minus 1. I call them separately. 10.
10 negative 1, the square, and 3.
Correct. Those are the 3 things we need to get rid of. So you have to figure out now how to get rid of them. The 10, you can just carry it over here. So you're going to end up with what? Negative 1, open bracket, x plus 3, all squared, equals negative 10. Okay, I can bring over the positive 10 and get negative 10. Now I can go ahead now and I can divide both sides by minus 1. So that when I divide both sides by minus 1, the minus 1 will cancel the minus 1. So we're going to end up with what? X plus 3 all squared equals positive 10. Let me pause this up and make sure say everybody Gucci. When I see what I do all ago, I carry over the 10 to the right side, and I'm left on the left side with negative 1 open bracket x plus 3 all squared, which is then equal to, when I carry over the positive 10, we get negative 10. Because the 1 is in front of the bracket, the 1 is perceived as multiplying the bracket. So the opposite of multiplying is to divide, which is why I divided by negative 1 here. Because I divided the left by negative 1, to balance the equation, I had to divide the right side by negative 1. So when the negative 1 cancel, this is what I left with, this beautiful equation right here. Now, the x is inside of the bracket, and it's being protected by the square. How do I get rid of the square?
Square root.
So I'm going to square root this side here. And I'm also going to square root the 10. So guess what now? The square root is cancelled by the square. So now I end up with x plus 3 is equal to the square root of 10. If you want to write down the square root of 10, that's up to you, you know. I tell you all the time, you know, guys, I am not a big fan of decimals. So I'm not going to write down the decimal value. I'm just going to keep it as the square root of 10. Now, all I have to do to get my final answer now is to just bring this 3 right over here. So I can finally, oh, by the way, guys, whenever you square root anything, please put plus or minus. Thank you. Whenever you take the square root of a number, please put plus or minus in front of the square root. All right, so that's the only thing I left off there, plus or minus. All right, and then now, all I have to do to get my final answer now is to just bring this 3 right over here. So I'm going to end up with x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 10. And I'm done. I don't need to know what the square root of 10 is. My answer is negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 10. You can have fun working that out on your own. All right? And that is it. That is it. Please feel free to watch over the recording to get as much clarity as you possibly need. Okay? So we'll go through 2 tough exam papers a while ago. Right? 2010, 2011. And I'm sure that we have been exposed to a lot of intense questions. Now, before I move to the 3rd paper, is everybody Gucci?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You know, 100% Gucci, but you're all right. You understand at least 65% of what is being taught. That's all more know. That's all more know.
Partial.
All right, that's all more know. Once you understand, once you are 60% and over in understanding, once you're not below 50%, or you're clueless as to what's going on, I'm kind of concerned if you're below that. But as long as you're 65% and over, yeah, so as long as you're 65% and over understanding what is being taught, you are going to get better and better as we go through the papers. Let's move right along. I like them question here. When them question here come, it exposes you to all the possibility that can come on this paper. Section 2 again. At the time when this paper was written, it was question 9, but nowadays in this modern paper that we're doing now, these questions come up question 8. Ready now? Make X the subject of the formula. Make X the subject of the formula. Now, we spoke extensively about this, right? Make X the subject of the formula. This is another way of saying solve. But the reason why them can't use the word solve is because when you end up with X equal, we still won't know the value of X because we don't know the value of Y. So whenever you hear them say solve for X, make X the subject of, find X, determine the value of X, all those synonymous way of asking the questions, ladies and gentle folks, make X the subject of the formula simply means, watch me, simply means to isolate X. So you just need to make X be all by itself. Right now we have one bunch of cockroaches around X. -4 plus 3 multiplied by 2. Those guys need to go away. We need to get rid of them. So how do we get rid of them? I'm going to take you on a blank page and we're going to have some fun with this question. Because one question, will power you up, Not so when I'm working out these questions, I'm working them out with the intent to teach you other stuff as well. So one question, you think of one question we do? We're doing one question, but there are 3 different things you learn. Watch, ready. So we have y equal, what the question be again? Oh my God. 2x plus 3x minus 4. 2x plus 3. Is it, over x minus 4. All right, watch me now, guys. X minus 4, ready now. So we're trying to make x the subject of the formula. In other words then, put it in layman terms. We want x to come yes, and the y to go there. Note, you can't just swap them. I know some of you guys are very silly, and try to play games with the maths, Play games with maths play games with you. You can't take up the y and put it there. You cannot take up the people in y and just put it right here. You cannot take up the people in y and put it here and then sorry, I'm just move the x come here. If maths was that easy, everybody would have passed it. So come now, ready now. Mathematical way of doing this now. We have, watch me now. We have something over something, right? You see, once you have something over something, we're just going to simply make the other something go over something. Huh? What's what I just said a while ago? All right, let me reiterate. You see, because we have this something over this something right here, we're going to say put y over something, and that something is 1, and then we're going to make that 2x plus 3 remain over x minus 4. All right. So now we set up that. Why did you do that, sir? I know the questions you guys are going to ask me now. I'm not giving you guys any chance to ask me any question. I'm answering every question before you think about it. So why did you do that, sir? Because we're trying to create a cross multiplication. In order for cross multiplication to take place, you have to have something over something equals something over something. That's the only way you can have cross multiplication taking place. Let me give you an example of what, when and where cross multiplication cannot take place. Let's say you have x over 4 minus 2 equals x over 7. This is not balanced because watch now, you have something over something minus something over something equals something over something. So the ratio in this equation is a 2-to-1. Cross multiplication cannot take place when you have 2 something equal to 1 something. It has to be 1 something equal to 1 something. So if I erase this thing here, and then you look back at the original question, you'll see that I have, you'll see here that I have 1 something equal to 1 something. So we have something over something equals something over something. So that is how you know you can cross multiply. Everybody good with that?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you have multiplied both sides by x minus 4?
Yeah, man, that's the advanced way of doing it. Yes, man, but that me what I doing now.
And then the one on the left would cancel, and then
Yeah, man.
cancel the one on the left with the bottom one, and then the x minus 4 times y.
I love that method. That's the method that I would do. But you know, me have to guide everybody one easy type of way, right? So what you're saying then is that you want to multiply over here by x minus 4 and over here by x minus 4 so that these two x minus 4 cancel. Lovely. Go right ahead and do that. Perfect.
I did, but I'm stuck.
You're stuck. All right. So I'm going to unstuck you now. Come.
Okay.
So ready now. We're going to go boom. Y. So look, now look at the arrows now, guys. I'm going to use this something to multiply these two somethings down here. So y multiplied by x will give us xy or yx, whatever you want to write it. Guys, write it in alphabetical order. So y times x is xy minus y times 4. Remember, you're going to use y to multiply x, and you're going to use y to multiply negative 4. So y times x is xy, y times negative 4 is negative 4x. And that's going to be equal to, we know when you take 1 and multiply by anything, you get back the same thing. So that's 2x plus 3. Yes, talk to me.
Negative 4x or negative 4y?
Oh, yes, thank you very much, Samara. Very good. Excellent. Good observation. So y times x is xy, y times 4 is 4y. Thank you very much, Samara. Good. Now, we need to get what now? What them say what do you want in the first place? Hold on, me lose track, you know. Hold on. Let me lose track of. Oh, make x the subject. Okay. I need x to be the subject. Now, just like before, the problem I'm having is that me have one x over here, so, and me have one x over here, so. So I need to get my x's on one side, and I want everything else to be on the other side. So I'm going to leave this xy alone. I'm going to move my little x, come right here, Papa. I'm going to have minus 2x. So once I move him, come over there, so I'm going to change sign. And then now I need to just move your wiggle self and go back over there, so. Yeah, man. So you go over there, so. And that's equal to 2x, whoops, not 2x, because I moved that already. 3 plus 4y. All right. So now me set up now, me nice. We over here, so, and them over there, so. And the x me want over here, so, and then everything else can over there, so. Now, I need x as my subject, but I two of them. What is the F word that I've used already whenever I want to get one x from the expression?
Factorize.
Factorize. So 2 times ask the same question today now. So until you see that little situation here, x something minus or plus x something, factorize it. So factor out the x now. If I remove the x from beside the xy, what is left?
Y.
And if I remove the x from beside the minus 2x, what am I left with?
Minus 2.
2. And that will go equal to 3 plus what? 4y. Not true? Boom. What is the only thing now that is stopping me from saying x equal? What is in my way?
The bracket.
The bracket. So you're going the bracket, or if you want to say y minus 2, no problem. You're going to divide by where you don't want. I don't want it there. The only way to get rid of it is to divide it by itself. So therefore, what going to happen now? To the knockout. So we end up with x equal 3 plus 4y all over y minus 2. Now I have x by itself, and then I have all of them something over there by itself. Almost. Wanna go, Che?
Sorry, I hear me?
Yeah, I
I'm
hear
a
you.
bit lost.
Hold on, Jadia, what talk to me?
No, I'm okay. It's just that sometimes I access something is like, I hear. So I'm just at this my microphone.
Oh, I wasn't hearing that. First, maybe your voice into the air.
It's crazy. Okay.
You're good, I know. All right, everybody go, Che?
Yes, sir.
I'm a
sir.
bit lost at the last part.
The last
Yes,
part,
sir.
the last
Yeah.
line.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What you're wanting to find out why I divided by y minus 2?
You said you want to get x by itself. That's what you said.
Correct. So I need to remove the y minus 2.
Okay.
So the only way to remove something is to divide the expression by itself.
Sir, scroll back up a little for me, please.
Pardon me, Sam?
You can scroll back up a little, please.
Okay, yeah. I'm
All
supposed
right.
to get that.
Yes.
I remember bringing back to fundamentals. Let's say you have 2x equals 8. How do I get x? Back to
You
fundamentals.
said you have to divide by 2.
So you're dividing by the thing that is in front of it, the thing that you want, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So so I want x, I have to divide by what is in front of x.
Yes, sir.
I want x, so I'm going to divide by what is in front of x.
Okay, I just get it now.
All right, solid. Everything we are, yeah, man. It's all about the fundamentals. All right. Everybody go, Chi. Boom, boom, boom. Solid. Nice. Let me see, I just press one button and what I made delete. It's crazy. All right. My Lord. All right, good. All right, so good now. Remember, guys, as much as so, it's something I emphasize on these questions because I kind of teach you over, you know. So I'm using these questions to teach you over concepts that would have been taught a long time. So we're not in the business of trying to get the answer. We're in the business of trying to understand how the answers are derived. Okay? All right, lovely. Now, people, I don't know how many times I'm going to see this word, you know. If I'm going to make this word trick in an exam, you see? This word. You see that word here? You're going to see it tirelessly. You see, over the next 4 days, you'll see this word. And you learn to see this word and love this word. So this word right here. Make this word your best friend. Hence. What does hence mean? I must say it one more time. And then every time after this, you guys are responsible for telling me what it means. The word hence means as a result of what you just did, you're going to use that information to answer the next question. And that it means. So as a result of what you just did, whatever you just do will help you to answer this question. Let's go to the question now. Now, you guys are responsible for the word hence as going forward. I will not tell you what this word means again. Not tomorrow, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Saturday, and not Sunday. You are responsible. Hence, determine the inverse of this thing. So we want the inverse of this thing. So as a result, determine the inverse of f of x. So we just worked out the problem a while ago, right? So look up, oh yeah, pay attention to the weight of the question as well. So the weight of the question is what? 2 marks. So we must determine the inverse of the function. Now, even though the word hence is there, people, you don't have to use the word hence, You can go ahead and do your own little thing and make life hard for yourself. So they say that they want you to find the inverse of, watch, this thing that we have up here. So find the inverse of 2x plus 3. So we must find the inverse of this. And we already learned earlier, right? When we were up here, go back up here, so remember when I gave you the steps up here? Oh, I think I had erased it. I was breaking it down to you. Let y equal the function, interchange x with y, then solve for y. Look how beautiful this math is now. You guys are going to crack right up. Swap the x to the y. Y equals 3 plus 4x over x minus 2. Done. So you're serious? Of course, I'm dead serious. That is your answer. Do you notice that when we were finding the inverse, we did everything else except interchange x with y? We made x the subject. We did everything. The only thing we never do was that we never interchange x with y.
So the answer is just y equal
Yep.
3
Just swap
plus.
the.
Yeah, because sir, at
That's it?
first, that's what I was writing, and I might say, all concerned with that, but then I'm just to the question, Mary, say.
That's it. Just swap x and y. That's it. All right. You know what? We're having fun. We're having fun. All right. Look how beautiful the math is. I am going to go through the rigmaroles of finding the inverse and what's going to happen. Okay, no problem. No problem. We love teaching. So I'll go through this thing. Watch. Ready. So we're going to pretend like so we never know what the word hence mean. Okay, no problem. So y equal 2x plus, what was it? 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3 over x minus 4. Let us go through the usual routine. Let us just say that they did not ask you or they didn't use the word hence. All right, let us go through it since you like hard work. So we already make y equal the function. Notice that y is already equal to the function. Notice the question itself, already has y equal to the function. We are going to interchange x with y. So x are going to equal to 2y plus 3 over y minus 4. Remember, step 1 is to what? Let y equal the function. Y is already equal to the function. Step 2 is to interchange x with y. We just swap the x and the y's. Ready now? We're going to make y the subject of the formula now. Put this over 1, cross multiply. X times y, xy. X times negative 4, negative 4x. So we know use this x. No, I'm losing, We use this x and multiply this and this. Cross multiply. So x times y, xy, x times negative 4, negative 4x. And that's going to be equal to, when you use 1 and multiply anything, you get about the same thing. Now, we're going to get the y's together now. So xy minus 2y, carry this over there, and that's equal to what? 3 plus 4x. Not true? And therefore now, so we make y the subject, we interchange x with y, and now we're going to solve for y. Let's factorize now. Y, open bracket, because we're factorizing now. This line, we're factorizing. Take out y, we're going to left with what? X minus 2. And that's equal to 3 plus 4x. Therefore, to find y are going to equal to 3 plus 4x over x minus 2. Look at this. Watch this beautiful thing here. 3 plus 4y, 3 plus 4x. Y minus 2, x minus 2. Same thing. They're the same answers. Except one is in terms of x and one is in terms of y.
Sir, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. How did we get the x minus 2?
Oh, we divided both sides by x.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to go through this rigmaroles of doing that. Them use the word hence. So chances are it is connected to the question that we just did. All right. So that is your answer. All right. And so remember, there are going to be some questions that probably you're not going to see it that way, but that's fine. But I just want to show you, say, it's not that difficult. Okay. And that is it. So notice now that since we get x, so remember now, notice that this was our answer for the first question when they asked us to make x the subject of the formula. The first question asked us to make x the subject of the formula, and then they said hence. They said hence we should find the inverse of this. And the only thing I did was that I just swapped the y and the x. So y is equal to 3 plus 4x over x minus 2. That's what I got when I did the long route. Why would I want to go through all that long route when all I have to do is swap the x and the y? That is it. All right? We'll see more of these coming up. All right, good. Now, it says find the value of x for which f of x is 0. Find the value of x for which f of x is 0. Now, so many times, and I've emphasized it in class, that f of x equals 0 is not the same thing as f of 0. In my Saturday marathon and in my Sunday marathon, I told you guys, don't confuse the both of them. You guys have a tendency to just, something kind of look like we learn in a class, and you don't think about it. F of x equals 0 is not the same thing as f of 0. What this means is that I'm simply going to replace this symbol, all of this symbol, not the x, the entire symbol, with 0. So here's the symbol right here. I'm going to simply take f of x and make it equal to 0. So we're going to say f of x equals 0. So f of x equals 0. We're going to end up with, let me see, 2x plus 3. So 0 is equal to 2x plus 3 over x minus 4. Right? All I did was just replace the f of x right here. Look, all I did, guys, was that I just replaced this f of x right here with a 0. Right? So we end up with 0 equal to something there. 2x plus 3 over x minus 4. So we're going to solve for x now. Now this is easy. Why it's easy? Because 0 times anything. Yeah, question.
Sir,
Yes.
can you do it the way that the girl was saying that we could do it instead by multiplying both sides by x minus 4?
All right, no problem. I said the young lady, I think it was Shamir. She was saying that if we could multiply both sides by x minus 4, cool. So we could say x minus 4. So we could say x minus 4 times 0 is equal to 1 multiplied by, oh, sorry, let me just write it clear so you can see what I'm going. So we're going to multiply over here by x minus 4. And then multiply over here by x minus 4. So this x minus 4 will cancel this x minus 4. And then we know say anything times 0 is 0. So basically we end up with 0 is equal to 2x plus 3. So you multiply both sides by whatever is at the bottom, and it cancels itself. Bring this over here. We're going to end up with negative 3 is equal to 2x. And divide both sides by 2. We end up with negative 3 over 2 is equal to x. And that's it. All right. So, some unfamiliar questions, make note of them. Usual questions, you know, put them in your bag and say, all right, then me know say this made win an exam. Okay? All right, and that is it. Now we have this topic them called linear programming. It's one of them curveball questions. I don't like when
Sir,
these...
you can go back. Let me see it, please, sir.
Good to go now? Can I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Now this linear programming question, there's 2 curveball questions that I don't like. And it's not about like to do them. As teachers, we kind of more focus on them type of questions up here. So these are the ones that you'll find a lot of teachers teaching in the class. Quadratic curve and whatever. And 6-7 way, they like to do this thing to people. Topics that are not very common, they tend to, I call them curveball questions, because I don't, like come with that pressure enough to learn how to factorize. I don't pressure students to do them graph something here. All right? So 16 love to do this. So here we go on, right? I want you guys to prepare yourself that you may see one of these on the exam. All right? I want you to prepare yourself that you might see one of these linear programming questions on the paper. All right? So I know you have your mind set on f of x and g of x and the quadratic curve, but just prepare yourself to book up on one of these. All right? So this is one of the curveball questions we're going to discuss tonight. Ready now? The diagram below shows the graph of... I'm going to control me. Hold on. Ready again. I mean, I want vibing of people. The diagram below shows the graph of 3 lines. 3 lines. Stop. Let me look for them 3 lines there. 1, 2, 3. Wanna see the 3 lines them? Do you see the 3 lines?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Wonderful.
No, sir.
You know see the 3 lines them when we just draw with the red line?
Yes, sir.
So yes or no? Yeah, scare me, you know. You see the 3 lines them, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good, wonderful. Good. So the diagram below, which is this thing that you're looking at, this ugly looking thing that is looking very scary, shows the graphs of 3 lines which I've identified for you. Let me put them back in. All right, good. And a shaded region that is defined by the 3 lines. So that means those 3 lines create a region. Let me identify that region for you. Do you see the region? Do you see my magnifying glass magnifying the region? There. You see the region, people? All right, let me just
Yes,
shade
sir.
it. You want me
Yes,
to
sir.
shade it now? See the region here, people. You see that, so? This is the region that they're talking about. We have break down the question down to bits and pieces so you understand what's going on. So this scary looking graph, I'm going to break it down for you. Watch, ready? All right, boom. And it's okay, so ready. So the diagram below shows the graph of 3 lines. I've shown you those 3 lines. And the shaded region, which I've shown you the shaded region, defined by 3 inequalities. Where are the inequalities? Come and show you them. Inequality 1. Inequality 2. Inequality 3. Those are the three inequalities. Inequalities is another way of saying the equations. It's because you're on the graph, you're seeing the equal sign. But when you shade the region, it becomes an unequal. So this I got changed to something like, we're going to figure out what's going to change to. All right. So here are the inequalities. The inequalities associated with the line 3y equals x and 3y. Okay, so what they're saying is that the inequality, here's what they're saying. They said the inequality associated with the line 3y equal x is this is the inequality. So they're trying to say that the part of the line that is shaded is the part that's greater than. So where is it now? Look at it. This part here, so. This line right here, so. Which part of it have I shaded? Above or below? Have I shaded? Is the red section when we shade? Is it above that line or is it below the line?
Below.
Above.
How we say below?
Above.
I don't understand it.
Above.
This shaded part here is above this lines. Hello, no, stop scaring me, please. So it is below. So you know why it's below? So, sorry, you're saying that it's below. It's above. It's above the line. That is why them have this greater than symbol right here. They're trying to say that the part of the line that is shaded is above. As if it was less than, the shaded part would have been below. All right? So we understand. Sorry, I explained those parts to you now. Watch this now. State the other two inequalities which define the region. We can see the other two inequalities. We can see one right here, so. Question now. Which part of this line is shaded? The right side of that line or the left side of that line? See the line here. Which part of the line is shaded? The right side or the left side?
The right.
The right side. And when I go to the right, is it getting larger or smaller? When you're going to the right, when I'm going to these numbers there, these numbers are getting what? Larger or smaller?
Larger.
Larger. So therefore, the first inequality is that x must be greater than 6. So we change it from x equals 6 to being x is greater than 6 because the region that is shaded is to the right of that equation. So that's why it's greater than 6. All right. The next inequality is this one here, x plus y equals 40. And it is this line right here. The part that is shaded, is it above that line or below that line?
Below.
Below.
The line. So it's going to be x plus y is less than or equal to 40. And that's it for that question.
I understand that one, but the x is what's that?
Greater
Less
than
than
6?
6? Yeah.
Greater than 6. Greater than 6.
Yeah, greater than 6.
Oh, you missed a part there?
Yeah.
Let me clean up my graph then. I'm going to redraw the line x is greater than 6. Sorry, x is equal to 6. The x is greater than 6 line is this line right here. Hold on, I need a different color. Why am I getting confused? Where's my undo sign? Okay, good. All right, so the x is greater than 6. This is this line right here. So my question to you, Shamir, is the shaded region, is it to the right of that blue line that I've just drawn, or is it to the left of that blue line?
To the right.
And when you're going to look at the numbers at the bottom, are these numbers getting larger or smaller? Talk to me now. Are they getting larger or are they getting...
Yeah.
Is the region getting
larger.
bigger or smaller? Larger, right?
Yeah.
Good. So if it's getting larger, x has to be larger than 6.
Okay.
So all the shaded region over here, everything over here, are numbers that will be bigger than 6 right here.
Okay, I understand.
Ah, perfect. Wonderful. Can I put on my original graph now?
Sure.
Lovely. Those are my original graph. All right, good. So that is it. That's how you answer that question. Now it says no. So don't we get that? The function P is just a random function they make up. So the function P, usually this P means profit. So the function P, right, is equal to 4x plus 3y. And it says it satisfies the solution set. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to use this line here. You see this solution set business here, where you see here? This solution set is referring to the region. So this is referring to the region that is shaded. So they them say solution set in a them attack. This is what is called the solution set. In there, so all of the money make. If anybody watch me teach this topic online, then right in here so is where you find maximum or minimum profit being made. So when them say this formula right here, 4x plus 3y, satisfies the solution set, they're trying to say this is the formula that will provide you with the maximum or the minimum profit of that region. And it says it's represented by a closed triangular region. The region that is shaded, that red region there, it is triangular. As you can see, it has 3 sides. It says identify 3 pairs. Identify 3 pairs of x and y, x and y values, which P has a maximum or a minimum value. You know where these 3 values are? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna have to clean up my graph for a second just to identify this region. So the 3 points that they're asking you for, it is right here, right down here, and right over here. Right where the 3 lines are crossing each other. So those 3 spots right there are the points that they're asking you for. Let me shade back my region. So the region, right, is bounded by those 3 dots right there. Now the question now is, can we figure out the coordinates of those spots? Let me see if I can read graph now. Tell me what is that position. How do I get to that position starting from 0? Can you read? Can you read the scale?
So will it be 15 across? And
so you're saying 15 is before 10? Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Or what you say?
6?
Allah ya tell. I have to lie ya tell.
No, sorry, wait, no, 5.
Oh, 6
5.
something, you know.
Sorry, 5.
You sure say a 5?
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes, sir.
I agree with you.
I
It's
think
5.
it's 6.
I think it's
5?
6 too. A 5? I mean, no. You tell me. I'm going confused me today. What is it?
5.
A 5. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. A 5. Watch me on the back side now. Come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wanna say a 5?
6.
Oh, change no mind quickie. Back foot, no? All right. So 6 across. Not true? How much up now? How much up now? To get to this position right here. How much up?
2.
Yes,
6.2.
yes, it's 6 too. So this position right here is 6, 2. So see that 6, 2 here? Watch it. 6, 2. I hit them and ask you for right so. Wait there. 6, 2. I hit them and ask you for right so. However, that's not the only one of them. Say identify 3 pairs. So you identify 1 pair already. Let us identify the next one now. I'm gonna have to small up the graph because you can't go see it. If you zoom it up, you won't be able to see. What is this position right here? No. I'm not helping you all. What is that position there? You want me to zoom up? Let me zoom up for you as best as I can. What is that position up here?
Is 634.
634, I agree with you. Everybody agree with her? 634? Everybody agree with her? Where are the persons in the chat? Where's Joanna and Richardson and Akila, who sit down quiet in my classroom? Centavia, Stevenson, one of they. Wanna agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I remember so we done so we go 6 across, you know. And we dip on a line here, so we are go watch me now, we are go up, you know, watch. We are go up all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Watch now. Remember so we just passed 30 now. So 31, 32, 33, 34. Right at that position right there. Alright, lovely. So 634. Alright, cool. So we identify the 3 points them. Alright, and what is this next point right here? Figure it out. That one is easy. You even have 30?
30.
30 what?
10.
30, 10. 30, 10. So write them down now. So the values of them are asking, them say identify 3 pairs of values. The 3 pairs of values are what? 6, 2, 634, and 30, 10. Those are the 3 pairs they're asking you for. So please take a mental picture of these questions in your mind so that when you see them again, you kind of have an idea of where you need to look to get these values. All right. So them say now, which pair? So which of these pair, this one or that one or that one, which of them will give you the maximum value of P? They must then give you one formula for P. So them tell us that P equal what? 4x plus 3y. Not true? We're going to work out the first one and see how much we get for it. So work out the first one now. The first one is going to be 4 times 6 plus 3 times 2. 4 times 6 is how much? 24. 3 times 2 is how much? 6. 24 and 6 is $30. That's the maximum decimal. Same formula again. P P equal, same formula, we'll just work out the second one. So that's going to be equal to 4 times 6. 4 times 6 plus 3 times 24. Oh, sorry, 3 times 34. My God. My math is off today. 4 times 6 is 24. 3 times 34 is 102.
Sir,
Yo,
you can go over that, please.
go over which part?
From P, because you're freezing. I wasn't hearing anything.
So I'm taking the value of P, 6, and taking the value of 2 here, and I'm plugging it into the formula that was required of us right here. So I put 6 where P is. Sorry, I put 6 where X is, and 2 where Y is, and work it out. And I got $30. Or I got 30. I'm doing the same thing for the middle one right here. I'm putting 6 for X and 34 for Y. So 4 times 6 is 24, and 3 times 34 is 102. So the maximum here is $126. Or whatever you want to call it. And then over here, so now we're going to have the same P now. P again equals 4x plus 3y. So we'll have 4 times 30 plus 3 times 10. 4 times 30 is 120. 3 times 10 is 30. The maximum here is 150. So then, so which pair of x and y values makes P a maximum? What pair would you write down that gave you the maximum? What pair gave you the maximum?
30-10.
Correct, 30-10. Okay? So look out for them little cheeky little questions. I call these questions curveball. Because you'll be preparing yourself for this quadratic curve. And this them send comes up. Watch out. Alright? Watch out. We have another hour left, guys. Or until my battery. I don't know. This thing seems to be charging down instead of charging up. I don't know what kind of iPad is this. But alright,
So
we'll go
when
check.
I have a question.
Yes, question. Go ahead.
So when they said justify your answer, they just want you to work all of them?
Yeah, justification is the work. Yeah. You're supposed
Okay.
to justify your answer. Justification meaning that you say that this is the answer. Your justification is this over here. This 150 is your maximum because these numbers are less than 150.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right. All right, people. So you see, we're exposed to the real deal. Real deal, people. All right. Nice. Guess what now? Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Oh, no, come back again. See that? See that? Another one. Just like DJ Khaled says. It's another one. But before we get to this pretty part down here, we are going to have to deal with another type of function that may hit you in the exam. All right? Who wants to read for me? Because I'm eating some fried chicken. I'm enjoying this class. Come, somebody want to read. Somebody want to read for me?
Please, sir, don't do that. Come on.
Right now you should see me eating.
Come on, don't do that.
I'm watching you guys learning how to do what I already can do. Come! Who wants to read?
sir. Okay, sir.
Go ahead,
The
go
table
ahead, go ahead.
below shows corresponding values of x and y for the function y equals 3x. X is not equal to 0. Where y represents the velocity of a particle after x seconds. So am I supposed to read out the chart?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
I just needed some time to bite the chicken leg.
Sir, I hope it's
Oh,
I just needed some time to bite the chicken leg. Let's go. Go ahead. Ready? All right. So now we get a function here. And them say we must make sure say we don't put 0 for x. In here, so represents your x values. In here, so represent the corresponding y values. How do you think? Tell me what you think, guys. How you think them get this to get to this? What you think? Make a wild guess. Think about what I've taught you in class about filling out the table. How do we fill out a table? Anybody remember? Shall I remind you? Or no? Nobody remember? Oh God. All right, remember now, you know. All of these are x values. So you can put this x value right there, so I'll work it out. So please, somebody, go ahead and divide. Somebody type in your calculator 3 divided by 0.25. Tell me what you get. Shout it out.
12.
Oh my God! See, there is that 12 right there. So how you think we're going to get this and this and this?
Sir, would you multiply 3 by 0.5?
Do it then. Didn't do it no man. Can we run through this quick and fast now?
6. Sir, first one.
6 is correct. Yes. So how are we going to get the number that goes here?
9.
Incorrect.
1.
1 is correct.
Yeah, 1 is correct.
Oh.
3 divided by 3, love. Not 3 times 3. Careful. And how are we going to get the 5 thing now?
0.6.
0.6. All right. Boom. See that? Fast and quick. 2 marks. Yes, Samara. Yes, Samara, go ahead.
Sir, I'm going to get that part I need. Understand it.
all of the numbers them up here, ladies and gentle folks, and I focus on me I set on you. Don't get distracted. All the numbers up here represent x. See them say x seconds. So they gave you a function right here. That means anywhere you see x, put these numbers there. So I run the first test. I said to you, tell me what you get when we divide this 3 right here by this number right here. And somebody in the chat or in the comments said 12. And you hear me scream out and say, yes, that's the answer. So if we divide 3 by 0.25 and get 12, how we get the 6 down here? Apply the principle. Number 3 divided by 0.25, 0.5. You get it? You got it, Donick?
Yes, sir. So you basically like exchange each number to find the value.
Correct. We just replace the x value. I replace the x values that I'm having up here. All of these x values up here will be placed individually right in the function right here. And you get an easy function. It could have been a more complicated function than that. Could have been something x plus 1 over something x minus 1 or minus 2 or plus 2 or something like that. We get a nice little function where all you have to do is just simply divide 3 divided by the numbers that is at the top there. And it produces the numbers down at the bottom here. Okay? Everybody go through with that?
Gucci.
Gucci.
Yes, sir.
All right. And remember that the function doesn't have to be that simple. It can be anything. The point is, anywhere you see x, you're going to replace the x or x's with the numbers that are at the top of the function. Make sure you lock it. Okay? Yeah, question.
But if you had all the values for y, but you don't have all the values for x, what would you do?
That rarely happens, but if in that case, and that's a good question, Samara, right? It rarely happens. Most of the time for CSEC, them normally give you all the values up here and say find the values down here. But in any event, since you asked the question, if let's say for example this number was missing. Let's say that number was missing and they want you to find that number. You just replace the letter y with 12 and work it out. So you'd say 12 is equal to 3 over x. And in that case now, to solve that, because the unknown is at the bottom, we're going to swap. So x I got equal to 3 over 12. And what is 3 over 12? 0.25. So good question. Very good question. I think one time a glimpse, a question like that on a CXC paper where they leave off the numbers up here. One time I've ever seen that. All right, so that was a good question, Simar. But generally, you can prepare yourself for finding the numbers at the bottom, not at the top. All right. So it says copy and complete the table for the function. Hold on, help me again. 6 you say? This is 1. And what is this one? 0 point how much? 0.6?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Easy 2 marks. Everybody clear up on that. Now it says using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on your x-axis. My students over the years, don't know if you're included in this group, but they have a big challenge in actually drawing the graph. I don't like when CXC asks what we should do the graph. I like when they put the graph down and label it for me already. Oh my. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to do this. All right. Guys, you can see that I don't know what is happening to this iPad. But anybody wrote Marga people, it pop here. But I think we'll go through a lot of the functions that we expect. I'm gonna see if I can find one more that is unfamiliar before the battery dies. All right, so using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis, and then we need to write 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. Plot the points on the table, drawing a smooth curve through the points. Now watch now, ready? Ready now, ready. Beautiful. Y-axis. X-axis. Now watch the labeling now. Watch the labeling. 2 centimeter to represent 1 unit on the x-axis. Let me see how far I need to go. Oh, hold on there. Oh no man, I want one better graph on this here. That one is too short. Go on one L graph because the number we have is 6. Okay. So, need a graph like this. Watch the labeling now. Every 2 lines represent 1. That they mean by 2 centimeter to represent 1 unit. So every 2 squares, write down 1. So I skip a line, write 1. Skip a line, write 2. Skip a line, write 3. Skip a line, write 4. Skip a line, write 5. Skip a line, write 6. And I don't need to go past 6. Alright? So that's my x-axis. Them say now 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. So I'm going to just go up by my regular scale. 1, 2, 3. The highest number I need to go up on the y is 12. That's the biggest number on the y-axis, 12. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully you can hold 7. 8. Room to space, guys. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So not accurate, but I go on. It's a demonstration. So we need to plot the curve now. 0.25 up to 12. So 0.25 is a quarter. So watch me now. Which number comes between 0 and 1? Which number comes between 0 and 1?
0.5.
0.5. So which number comes between 0 and 0.5?
0.25.
Ah, so right, yes or no? So 0.25. So from 0.25, we're going to go up to 12. So look on the line now. I'm going to show you what I'm going. 0.25 all the way up to 12. So the line that we draw, in that space to make a draw it. But I won't draw the line. I'm just going to put the dot right here. So 0.25 is in that space. So it's basically this line, this green dot here is in between this space right here. I don't have a graph, so it's not accurate. So it's right in between that space there. Right, so it's not accurate. Continue. 0.5 to 6. So 0.5 slide down to 6. 0.5 is right here on the x up to 6. So it's across from 6 and above 0.5, right? That's some way. So right, that's some way. Go back on my table now. 1 to 3. 1 on my x, 3 on my y. So 1 to 3. Across from 3, above 1. Right, that's so. There's so. 2 to 1.5. 2 to 1.5. So 2 on my x, 1.5 up. 2 on my x, 1.5. 1.5 up. 2 on my x. So 2 on my x, 1.5 up on my y.
Greater than 1.
Pardon me?
3.
Oh, you're telling me the rest.
1.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
3 and 1. 3 and 1. So this is 1 right here. And this is 3 right here. So
3 on the x and 1 on the y.
Right, so 3 on the x and 1 up on the y, right? So right, that's somebody. Yes. Next one.
And then you have 4 on the x and 0.75.
Oh, that's right. Almost close to the line. So very close. Because 0.75 is just really barely above the line. Barely above the line. Continue.
5, 0.6.
Yeah, so very close to the line. So basically what we call this in graph is, well, this is called E function. Let's not get into that. And then 6 is what?
0.5.
Yeah, so really like it's really tight on the line. So basically what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that the curve that is being drawn, watch now. It comes so, and it really not touch the x-axis. It's just running alongside the x-axis like that. Anybody near the chemistry will know about what is called a heating curve or a cooling curve. So it's like a cooling curve, yes.
If it's 0.75, why is it closer to 0 than 1?
It's not accurate, Samara. If you're on a graph, you're going to be more accurate. This is just a demonstration. I can't locate precisely where is 0.75 because I don't have an accurate graph. So let's work with the program.
So you're sure that's a heating curve?
No, this one is a cooling curve, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, because as the time increases, the rate, the temperature is going down or whatever it represents.
Good.
Yeah, so it's a cooling curve. So you may end up with something like this on the exam too. And I don't know why I feel like this is coming. When I'm just get that like a feeling there, you know? Because I haven't seen one of these questions in a while. And that's it. Done. They never ask anything else about it. All right, take a picture of that or a screenshot. I have 9% people. Anyway, listen, we're going to work until the battery says 1%, okay?
Sir, you can go back up to the table.
Sir, why not plug in the device?
Me plug it in, but the charge go down. The charge are not powerful enough.
Oh.
But remember, the wheel plant is stop at 9:13 or so. I think it might last until that time. Hopefully.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I work as much questions that's related to question 8. So I want to make sure. So far, what we do so far? We do f of x, we do f inverse, we do completing the square, we do cooling curve, we do quadratic curve, we do linear programming. We do almost everything that CSEC will possibly send on the exam. Let me scroll and show you how go on. If we go down to this question, right, all the way down to here, this one I can do already. Because we know about G of 4, H of G of 4, we know about H inverse, so we can manage that. If we go down to one next question, probably at this one alone, but I want to work tonight, right? But it's still it's just kind of a little bit funny, but I'd love to work this one tonight. But everything else here today, the roots again, seeing the roots again, that's the values that Buchanan was talking about. All right. So we have some little functions here when we can practice. This year, we're not going to work this again. I don't know if we do this already. As today, a open bracket x plus h r squared and have that. That's things that we can practice on our own. I could literally let you guys take a screenshot of this question. So one next linear programming question there. These are things that you can practice when I'm not with you during the days. And say you have 1xg in there, so them there. So 1x table again where you can fill out. So 1x quadratic curve there we talk about the roots and the equations there. That's the roots and this is the y-intercept. So you have questions there that you guys can literally work out on your own. Right? So there's nothing here. After this question that I'm going to work now, there's nothing there that you guys literally can't wrap your minds around if you work together as a team. All right? So I think I should just work this question and then work one more unusual one. All right, so you guys are going to walk me through this one now. So write f of x equals 3x squared minus 5x plus 1. I'm going to write it in this form. What are the three things that we need to find?
H squared x. H squared. A, H, and K.
Okay, A, H, and K. Very good. So A, comma, H, and K. All right, run some formulas now. What is the form? Sorry, there's no formula for A. A is just simply 3. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So we don't need to work out that. Good. Everybody agree with that? A is 3?
Yes, sir.
What is H? Formula?
Sir, B over 2A.
B over 2A. All right. Now, notice we end up down B now. Where is the B and the A and the C? What is A? 3.
3.
What is B?
5K.
Negative 5. -5. I'm going to say numbers we need, you know. And what is C?
1.
1, correct. So therefore now we have the values that we need now. Plug them in. So B is -5 over 2 times A, which is what?
6.
2 times 3, 2 times 3, right? So it's -5 over 6. So we end up with the H value right here. Okay? And then now we need K now. What's the formula for K? Split lyrics to me.
4AC minus B 4A.
All right. CXC can't touch you now. They cannot touch me. When we come out to the exam, we're gonna say I'm a bad student. Come in. So 4 times A. What is A?
3.
Times what is C?
1.
Minus what is B?
-5.
-5 squared. Hello, Samantha. You know, every time I see this, remind me of you, you know. Sam.
Divided by 4 times 3.
So I'm not answering me.
Yes, sir. We know, man. We know.
Yeah, man. This will forever haunt you. All right. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 1 is 12.
Sir.
Yes.
Is that A or C? Because I said 4AC minus B squared over 4A. So how you get 1?
True. Back foot. 4 times 3. All right. Minus square -5. You get +5. But remember, see the +5 land in front of the negative. In other words, guys, you see this sign right here, so will never be a plus. Simple as that. Always a minus. And it's going to be all over 12. Let me get 5 squared from 5 squared and 25. What is going on with me today? I'm tired. I'm not tired. Hold on. So 12 minus 25 over 12. And this is going to be -13 over 12. Da 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 da. Can't touch me. Na 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 na. Can't touch me. Ready? So therefore, 3x squared minus 5x plus 1 is identical to, put them back in the position. Them say they wanted it into what? A first. What is A? 3. Open bracket x plus what is h?
H is -5 over 6.
So go remove the plus and put just -5 over 6. And then close the bracket, square it, and what is k?
K is -13 over 12.
Can't touch me. Na 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 na. Can't touch me. Can't touch me. Hey, when you see this up on the exam next week, oh God, man. Oh God, man. Supposed to have skin teeth, man. All right. Boom. No. See how beautiful maths is? All the hard work is done. How we know say all the hard work is done? Hence. Or maybe you have some other magical methods. Determine the what? Minimum value of f of x. But what is the minimum value?
K.
Which letter represent the minimum value?
K.
Hey, so therefore the minimum value is what? -13
13 over 12.
Done. Argument done. Don't ask no question. And they want the. Somebody has a question? Oh no, no question. So it says hence or otherwise determine the minimum value of f of x, which is -13 over 12. And them say they want the value of x for which the minimum occurs. Them think them can trick you. It is the same thing of the axis of symmetry. This thing right here, this clause right here, let me call it clause. This phrase right here. Value of x, right? That's all. It's the part where them say the value of x for which the minimum occurs at the axis of symmetry them ask you for. Where do we find the axis of symmetry? Where do we find the axis of symmetry?
Before the bracket?
No. In the bracket.
In the bracket. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the bracket now, we're going to say
equated to 0.
Equated to 0. So x minus 5 over 6 equals 0. X are going to equal to what? 5 over 6. Set them and try set you up. Set them and try set you up. So the value of x for which f of x is a minimum are the same thing as asking for the axis of symmetry. Don't make them throw you off. So the answer is negative 13 over 12 and what? 5 over 6. Not true? And I'm saying you must what? Solve the equation. You must what?
Okay.
Yes, question.
Can you do back I please?
If I can do what?
Do back I.
Do back what?
The
I?
second, yeah.
Were you earlier when we talked about k being the maximum or minimum value?
Yes, sir.
Right, so that's just it. We never work out anything, I just identify the values. So once we have placed it in this form here, this number tells you your min slash max value. This number tells you your turning point. Not the number, sorry. Whatever is in the bracket and equated to 0 gives you the turning point, or it gives you the axis of symmetry. So I'll just identify the values and state what they are. Okay. And then now them so must what now? 3x squared minus 5x plus 1 equals 0. You are to express your answer correct to 2 decimal place. One of my general come on in about. Come on in about. Oh, I'm not there. Oh, sorry. All right. Anyways, so solve the equation. Remember earlier, I'm gonna go back up and show you when I said you should solve the equation. In the earlier question that we did when we just started the question up here, and them say, determine the roots. Remember, guys, keep your mics on mute if you're not talking to me directly. All right, so you see the part where them said determine the roots is the same way as telling you to solve. Notice them said giving your answer correct to 2 decimal place. In the first question we did, right here, so it's the same thing as well. They're asking, this time they never use the word roots. You know what them use? Them just say you must solve the equation. So if you want, ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do is take this thing here. Take this thing here that you have done and set it equal to 0. All right, if you want to solve it that way. We don't have no time to go use the quadratic formula. Samara, the timetable has been available from last week. The timetable has been available from last week. You should have picked up your timetable from last week. All right. So how are we gonna solve this now? What's the first thing we need to do? Question: what are the things that are preventing me from getting x by itself? What are the things that are preventing me from getting things by itself?
3.
Repeat.
What are the things I need? Yeah, 3.
5, 6.
Minus 5 over 6.
Right, that's 2.
The square root
Minus
sign.
3 over 12.
The square sign and minus 13 over 12. Correct. The question now is, who goes first? Who do we get rid of first?
Sir, the one outside the bracket.
Which is?
13 over 12.
So carry that over this. So Simara, where do you think you're going?
Samara have school tomorrow, sir.
Okay, all right. So 3 open bracket x minus 5 over 6 squared is equal to positive 13 over 12. All right, who goes next?
Sir, the brackets.
The
square sign.
Easy.
3.
What then? Oh, the 3.
Yeah, the 3 is in front of the bracket, miss.
I didn't see it.
The x minus 5 over 6 all squared is equal to 13 over 12 divided by 3. When we're dividing fractions, what do? I'm eating it right now. I'm eating it right now.
Yeah, KFC.
KFC, correct. Keep, flip, change. So we're gonna keep, flip, or keep, change, flip. So 13 over 12 divided by 3, which is 13 over 12 times 1 over 3. All right, so now we're going to end up with x minus 5 over 6 all squared is equal to 13 over 36. 3 times 12 is 36. 13 times 1 is 13. All right, who goes next?
Sir, the square.
The square. So how do you, yes, Rosanna, you take here now. All right.
Or do we remove the bracket first?
By removing the square, you're removing the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to square root x minus 5 over 6
Equals
the square root of 13 over 36. Remember, don't work out 13 over 36. We don't want no decimal answers. So that cancel that. So x minus 5 over 6 is equal to plus or minus. Left out the plus or minus. I keep doing that. Why do I keep doing that? 13 over 36. If you want to work out 13 over 36 and write decimal, that won't change the price of rice. I just do not like square roots. The final answer then is x is equal to, bring this over here, 5 over 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 of 13
over 36.
Over 36. And I don't need to give the answers any further than that. This is my answer. All right, lovely. All right. So that takes care of that question. So you would have seen this twice today. Now we're going to wrap up tonight's session with this question down here. I want to make sure that I cover it up just in case I'm trying to think funny. Everything else, in fact, I want you to take a moment, guys, and take a screenshot of these practice questions. Let me clean it up, please. Everybody go ahead and you can practice this during the days when I'm not with you. All right? And if you feel like to work them out and send them to me, as long as I have the time, I'll respond. So that's one. Take a screenshot of that. Practice this during the day when you have your free time, if you have any free time. That's one.
You can zoom it up a bit more, please.
Good to go? One.
Yes, sir.
One. You're gonna do that one now, and then we close off. Let me clean up this. Hold on. Let me clean it up first. Hold on, guys. Let me clean it up. All right. And you can try this one too on your own. Just to make sure say you seal up. Lock and seal. 2.
1 sec, sir.
2. And then so on third one here. These are the linear programming now. That's the one that's related to the curveball question that we were talking about earlier. Shamir, you see, look at the bottom. You see that justify something there again? You see, come back.
It's a full screen. Okay.
Shamir?
Yes, I see it.
Yes, you see, come back. So you can use the one that from before and help you to remember how to record this question. Right?
Sir, zoom in on the question part, please.
We can't, if we zoom it up any further, you have to take the picture and then zoom up when you're working.
Sir, zoom up on the questions. I took a picture of the graph already. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, and then the last one down here. Have fun with these. Oh, sorry, let me zoom up on this one right here. So first, that's a f of x something. Just practice them. during the days, knock them off quick and fast. So these will come out questions. This come out question 4 and question 8. These questions that you're seeing comes out question 4 and question 8. Yes.
Why not send the document in the WhatsApp group?
That's a good idea. No? I never thought of that. Oh my God.
Yes, that's a good idea for me.
All right, I'm just gonna send it.
Can you add me to the group?
Yeah, I can send you a link.
Me too, sir.
All right, just send me a message, guys.
Okay, sir.
Send me a message at 5347434, and then I can send you a link. Cause we're gonna in the group active.
Please.
It's on the screen. 5347434. All right, and send me a message here so I can add it to the group. Cause we're gonna active for the next 4 days. Remember, we're doing this again tomorrow at 6, but we're hitting a different topic. So don't miss this. All right, last one.
Sir, and send the one that you got done, Panier.
Pardon me?
Send the one that you have worked out, the ones that you...
Yeah, man, I'm gonna send the entire document with all of the working notes and stuff.
Okay.
Last one before we get out of here, guys. All right, we're doing enough practicing for tonight. After this, go watch a movie. Please go do something.
We have English tomorrow. Which movie?
Oh, okay. All right, ready. So, ready. The diagram below shows a sketch of a quadratic function, and the quadratic function that they've given you here, something's missing from it. So they have a way where they will just throw you off. People, I don't want them to throw you off with these questions. What you are going? So they gave you the quadratic function, right? But you know what them do? Them leave off the number in front of the x and then left off the c. And chances are they're going to ask you to find those two things. Now, if and when you see this thing over here, do not let it scare you. It is simply telling you that the graph runs from -2. So it's right where the graph stop here, so this is -1, you know. But the graph go all the way to -2. So always see the -1 there. Basically, it's the width of the graph. So the graph is running from -2 and running all the way out to 6. Right? So it passes 5, but because the graph continues to go up, the graph stop at 6. That it means. So don't make it this just means the width of the graph. How wide the graph be from here to here. So don't you see certain stuff on the paper? Some things, like when I'm sitting in Jalia, some things is not critical. You don't even need to pay it no mind. Okay?
Sir, please.
I was just using it as reference. All right, let's go now. State the roots of the equation. That's something here. You see, although it's missing. Whoa. Okay. So you see, although the numbers are missing, ladies and gentlefolks, may that throw you off with nothing, man. The roots are located where? Can anybody tell me? Where are the roots?
Where they in
Huh?
on the x-axis.
So tell me what the numbers them be now?
1 and -1, -1 and +5.
Are we done? That's it. Argument done. So x is equal to -1 and
+5.
X is equal to +5. Done.
Sir, I'm not going to say line touch -1 and +5, you know.
You know see it?
It says before it, it's not, it's before it, it doesn't touch the number for true.
Hey, stop it.
Sir, man, the wrong thing you teach.
Hello, Mr. This is a sketch. Hello, this is a sketch, you know. Hello. This is a sketch. No accuracy in here, so. If it was a perfect graph.
No, but sir, you could have said if it did kind of graze, you know, or go above the number. But
hello, you know. No, sir.
So me agree. Me agree with her. Me agree.
Also, a team up business. This. A team up business. This. You guys do not. See that thing a while ago that it went straight through? Telling me that just because I gave you this function earlier and me wanna battle it out, gonna come with the foolishness down here so now. Alright? Okay, me wanna tonight. Watch me wanna come. Since no one
a foolishness.
So you're telling me, hold on there. Me wanna go war tonight, you know. You are telling me with your very young, youthful eyes, una tell me, say, una see this a curve ya? Pass through the big old -1 right there, so?
Sir,
Sir,
Right there,
oh
so?
God.
Sir, you tell me
Oh,
that
God
is
Almighty.
your
Sir, that 0.5.
I
It's
them.
far. It's
You
far.
can't
You know,
say the
even
-1. No, they on the line. Sir,
go
come on.
for the line there. Sir, is it two
How
totally
far?
different things?
The -1 is just a label, girls.
Oh, the stick
It's
is
just a
there.
label. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Listen.
sorry, we never
The
see the stick.
-1 not under the stick same way.
See
But
the stick.
whatever.
Jale, if you put the -1 under the stick,
Teacher
it's going to
class.
be on the curve.
Teacher class, sir.
See them two girls, yes, man. All right. So it's 5. All right. All right, good girls, good girls. I like on the energy still. All right, ready now. For the function, y equals x squared plus bx plus c. All right, calm down, calm down, calm down. Read easy. For the function, I know you're saying, then sir, this hard, you know. Then lift up the b and the c. Determine the value of c. C is where the graph crosses the y-axis. Which number does the graph cross the y-axis?
5.
Why never say 5.2?
-5.
Why never say 5.2?
Negative.
-5.
Okay. Jalia, why never say 5.2?
Sir, you can clearly see. Say the 5 they're right in front of the line.
Exactly.
Don't even.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, no, last one, guys. Oh, not last one. Oh my God. Everybody Gucci there, so?
Gucci.
So the C is called the y intercept. So it is weird. C, remember say if you have y equal mx plus c, you know. Remember say the C is where the curve or the line. It does not have to be a curve, it can be a line. That's why we don't say line or curve, we just say graph. Where the graph, this is your graph. Where the graph crosses the y-axis, which is -5. Okay? Now, this part now is the tricky bit. When they say show that b is -4. All we have to do now, people, are just plug in the numbers them. Now watch now. Them give us this thing here. Y equals x squared plus bx plus c, right? Why is this writing so ugly? Gosh.
Sir,
Y
remember,
equals
because you write
bx plus c. So now, what we have to do now to prove that b is -4, all we have to do is just replace y with 0. And we already know that the x values are what? What are the x values? We did get the x values earlier.
-1 and +5.
Now we're going to try with -1 first and see what happens. So 0 is equal to -1 squared plus b times -1 plus, what is c? We get c earlier.
Sir, 5, -5.
-5, right? Good. Fix up this now. 0 equals -1 squared. Samantha?
1.
Samantha?
Why, sir? Even though I caught up on what I was doing wrong, it was not let it go.
No, sir. Not this time. Plus b times -1 is what? Negative b. Samantha, whenever you're going to make that mistake, you're going to remember my name. -5. Not true? I already know. 0 equals, what is 1 minus 5?
Sir, -6.
Oh, you said to me?
Sorry, -4.
Lord Jesus, take this wheel.
Sir, Webby.
What is 1 minus 5?
-4.
So we say it after we say Ragwad.
Right. 1 minus -5. 1 minus 5 is -4 minus b. Not true? All right. So now what we're going to do is carry over the b over here. We get b is equal to -4. So that doesn't prove our answer. Because they say, oh, rocks, Tony, prove it. Oh, gosh, we get it right. We get it right. I thought it was b is 4. Okay.
So, sir, what would you do if you didn't prove the answer?
We just use the next one. Use the number over here. Use 5.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful. That is it. And the last one before we end. I think this was a fun class. I think so. State the coordinates of the minimum point of the graph for the function So where's the minimum point down here, so now?
Sir,
All the way down here,
B.
so. Huh?
B.
B. B is not the minimum point. Remember, say K is the minimum point. I want to just tell me that
Yeah,
up
but
here.
me not a K, so me say B.
What is the formula for K?
K equals
4AC.
4AC minus B squared
B
over
squared
4.
over.
Exactly. Right? So remember, so we already get the equation now. Remember, they already told us that the equation is y equal x squared. Not true? We just find B to be what? Negative 4, right? So it's negative 4x. And we don't know, say C is negative 5 already. So now that we have that now, we know that A is in front of the x squared, B is negative 4, and C is negative 5. So plug it in the formula here, so now. So that's 4
times 1.
Mm-hmm.
Times
negative 5.
Negative 5 minus
Negative
negative
4
over
squared
4 squared over
over
4 times 1.
4 times 1. Work that out now. Negative 20 minus 16 over 4. That's negative 36 over 4, which beautifully works out as negative 9. That is your minimum point. So when I'm sending one like a graph like this here, we don't know numbers, don't make it chip your brain. See? Lovely. All right, beautiful. Well, we know set what 3 and 5, about 12 persons left early, but that's fine. They have the recording. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this will give us a wrap on functions and relations. You guys,
Sir, teach me English now.
Good night. You guys, you can all the best on your English exam.
So I can take a picture.
No, I'm gonna send the document in the group. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. So you all take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 again. We'll get
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
When will the recording be available?
Oh, it will be available right now. As soon as I'm done, I'm gonna upload it.
Right now, sir.
I'm gonna upload it. I'm gonna upload it so I can leave it for you guys to watch.
Remember that I'm not in the group again.
Yes, sir. I was just about to remind you to add me.
Shoot me a message. Just shoot me a message, guys, and I'll send you the link to join.
Your number you said is 5347434.
That's correct.
All right, then thank
Sir,
you. So.
Carrie said you have to send the link earlier because she never see it.
The recording link or the link to come into the class?
The link to come in the class.
I sent it from this morning in the afternoon.
Carrie said she never see it.
Well. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, pick up on a nice
Bye,
day.
sir.
Good night. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.